Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Hey everybody, it's Sarah.
Hi, it's Megan.
And this is It's Always the Husband podcast. Welcome and listening.
Welcome. I forgot to turn on my tiny guy.
Mine's in my butt. I mean,
oh my God.
Already it's a shit show.
Shit. Welcome. If this is your first time listening, I'm sure you've already turned it off.
Yeah, it's already been off.
This is actually a true crime podcast.
Believe it or not.
It's true.
Yeah, but we have little mics on because we are also videotaping it.
We have little mics and big mics. Did you turn on the video?
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you can watch it on our YouTube channel, too, if you'd like to see our ugly mugs
How
and our big fat gunts.
God, please don't. Why? Why?
Yeah. But I would like to say welcome to some Patreons.
No, really?
So we also have Patreon where you can get special episodes.
So before you even hear anything that we have to say or do, you should join our Patreon and pay us.
But I would like to welcome, I think we said Chelsea Timon last week, but I can't remember. Maybe we didn't. But Chelsea, welcome. And Amy Pantaleones. Yeah.
Okay.
She has her Pantaleo low.
Uh-huh.
And we can see her butthole. Hello, Amy, and welcome. Jen Gay.
Hi, Jen.
Yes. Welcome. Hey, Jen Gay.
Jen Gay like Ben Gay.
It is like Ben Gay.
Oh, it rhymes.
And Amanda Downs.
Hi, Amanda.
So Amanda, Jen, Amy, Chelsea, thank you so much.
Jen,
you can listen to our
Chelsea.
special Patreon-only episodes that are shit filled with shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Facebook group. We have an Instagram you can follow. We would like you to follow as well if you'd like. And we'd like to pick in our Facebook book. My words were not working.
No, they weren't.
We like to pick funny fuckers from our Facebook group. Mm-hmm. And I forgot. But there is a quiz where you can see if you're a Sarah, a Megan, or a nut bar that people are taking. And I made the Sarah very weird, and everyone is a Sarah. So clearly, if you're listening, you'll fit right into a Sarah.
No one was a me. I don't know if that makes
there was like 3 me.
Bad.
Yours was nice.
Or
I mean, I think yours is too nice. Mine was
special.
Yeah, you're special and unique. Mine is very weird. People can't be, and that no one will be a Sarah this time. They'll be a Megan. No,
they were either you or Nut
and
Bar.
Nut Bar got a few
psychos.
Too. Yeah. Well, Nut Bar was just balls to the wall.
Mm-hmm. We have a couple of those. Yeah.
And booze to the gullet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we had a
gin and
bunch
tonics
of
all
Nut
day
Bars.
long. Yeah. So take that quiz if you haven't.
Oops.
You'll find it in our Facebook group. Again, it's just called It's Always the Husband podcast group.
Yes.
And we let everybody in.
Yeah. And you can join and take a look at it.
We haven't had to kick anybody out either.
I don't think so.
We're all nice and funny together, and we love it.
Right. We also, before we start our show, did you have a Facebook funny before?
I mean, I briefly go through them and laugh hysterically at some of them.
There were really funny ones, and
it was too much for you.
Well, this week I just
you'd had it.
Yeah, it's a tough week to get through. Work was kicking me in the crotch with an iron boot even more furiously than normal. Too. So I just was exhausted.
And one day,
but it does make me laugh.
Yeah. So much. And one day last week, I had a deodorant factory teacher appreciation lacrosse game for girls lacrosse. Same night, boys lacrosse after the girls lacrosse game. And my own daughter's 6th grade concert. So that was all in one night last week. And
Cripes.
Was I going to make it? No, but I did. And then I died. I love the Shauna DC put the lip reading of the Met, and Sarah, if you know us at all, we love the Met Gala, and we were texting all night to
of all the outfits, our thoughts.
Yep.
Our thoughts and our opinions.
Yes. So we loved those.
Did you see Kim K's dress where she had a waist that was like 11 inches?
Yeah, how did she do that?
Well, I think she had some sort of monster hydraulic colonoscopy that got gallons of poop out, and then she removed, I think, every organ that she really didn't need. Took out maybe 17, 18 ribs, and then just crunched her.
She was crunched. And then she wore her grandma's sweater.
Yeah.
Over the top of her dress.
I don't know how she did it, but everyone was that's all mostly people were talking about, was the fact that her waist was like 10 inches.
Was it an optical illusion?
No, I think she just corseted. She does corset training all the time, and I think she just, like, all her organs were in her shitter and her tits.
How can that feel good?
Well, it can't. It can't.
I mean, I just don't care. That was my one thing on Mother's Day. I was just like, I'm going to do what I want today, and I'm not going to wear hard pants.
No. But she corsets her. I mean, that had to mess up your bowels, your kidneys, your liver.
Yeah, where were her
your ribs, your lungs.
And her lungs, how could she breathe?
I don't know. But I feel like she wears corsets all the time, so maybe she just could.
So I did this, if you watch Saturday Night Live, or you saw Molly Mulligan, she posted the Saturday Night Live deodorant factory.
Oh, that's so true. That's all I say is,
yes.
Sit down!
There's liquor in this thermos. Yeah. So I love that. I'll give that a shout out.
That was a good one.
For that. Yeah.
No, being a teacher is like, take your genitals, take a cheese grater and grind it on your genitals. Pour lemon juice and salt on the grinded genitals. Set them on fire, and then let it burn.
Right? Yeah. Let it burn.
And then get your pee
Let
on
it burn.
Yep. Let it burn. That's the teacher song.
Let it burn.
But did you have anything that got you through your shit-ass week?
I
we
did.
call it our glitter in the shit-ass week.
My glitter in the shitter this week is my new purse from Target.
It's Target?
I got it from Target. It feels like neoprene.
Oh!
From space.
Can you go swimming with it?
I haven't tried it, but I'm sure I could. It doesn't fit a full-size bottle of wine.
Oh.
But
does it fit an extra extreme tampon? You don't need it
I don't need it because I don't have a uterus. Yeah. But I do love it. It's an orange color. Online it says it's red. But
it definitely looks like an awesome
orange.
Yeah.
Which is why I bought it. And it has a cute strap. If you are watching on YouTube,
it's really cute.
You can see it. If not, I guess we'll post it. So So Sarah always texts me like a couple days after we release the show because neither of us can ever remember what
anything we said. The whole show, we can't remember one word we said.
And she was like, "What was your glitter in the shitter?" And I said, "I don't know.
I don't remember." And then sometimes people say, "Remember when you said blah blah blah?" And I said, "No, I don't. I don't know what I'm saying, even when it comes out of my mouth. I'm not hearing it."
No. Sometimes if you say something really funny, I write it down.
Yeah, and that's the only memory we have.
Yeah, we can use it for a title, but other than that,
no,
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's severe. My glitter is your Kirkland margarita mix. I liked that because it's all together in one. Yeah, and you just pour the shit out of it. You don't have to do any work. You can drink it right from the bottle.
I know, and it's delicious.
So you get it at Costco?
Yeah.
And it's just
the tequila's in there, everything's in there.
And it was perfectly tasty.
Yep.
Delightful. Everyone should have a bunch of those all summer long.
For summer. Yep.
It was delightful.
Summer,
take your purse in your Kirkland margarita bottle and just hit the road.
Hit it and kick it.
Hit it and kick it. Our episode this week is set in good old Minnesota, where these two whores are from. Us. And it has a starring third character of the Mall of America.
It does.
And the Mall of America, I don't attend or go to the mall as often because I don't want to get shanked,
nor
shot, thrown over the balcony,
right.
Stabbed.
Now,
none of that.
Bar.
Yeah.
Nut Bar fucking and Beth and B-Tits love that fucking place.
And the Beehive Queen goes too,
and
right?
The Beehive will go once in a while.
I just don't care for it.
And I hate it with a passion.
I can't handle it. When I go, my meltdown starts minute one, and it just proceeds to grow as I stay longer at the mall.
Yeah, I hate it too. Once in a while, if I have to, like because I need a bra at Nordstrom or something, I will go. But other than that, fuck no. I mean, there was a time when it opened when there was like dueling pianos, and people would go and drink and hang out and club at the Mall of America.
Well, they had club. I would go to that dumb club that was on the top floor.
Yes.
And it was like they'd always have KDWB DJs.
Yes. And there was,
I hated every minute of it.
There's a movie. I mean, people used to just fucking love that place.
Now you just get stabbed in your butthole.
Yeah.
And you just have to make your way out. I don't frequent it often. But here's some Mall of America facts. Did you know, this I learned just today, just now, and I couldn't believe it, I had to look it up, that there was a Hulk Hogan's Pastamania restaurant at the Mall of America.
I do not remember.
I didn't know this. I can't even deal. Hulk Hogan's has a picture, Pastamania, and his picture looks like Barth from, you can't do that on television, of course, which you didn't watch because you didn't have a TV and such. But, I mean, I feel like he was there and he would say, "What can I pour down your food hole, brother?" No! And then he had, like, his pasta was called Hulkaroni and cheese and Hulkios. And then he would have beef stroganoff. Why would you want... Hey, do you want the beef stroganoff, brother? No! What a terrible, terrible restaurant.
It didn't last for long, did it?
It is a Pastamania. You know what? Right? Craig asked me out on a date and he's going to take me to the Hulk Hogan's Pastamania. Oh, you're so lucky. Oh, what kind of a dumb asshole would order food from Hulk Hogan's Pastamania?
Apparently nobody did.
But yeah, it was short-lived. Short-lived.
Because Bubba Gump is still there.
Oh, shit, that is
1,000 years after the movie.
I know.
Go there.
Here are some other jank-ass stores. This one I have been in. It's called Beadniks, where frumps sell you all various amount of beads. And then you can be an asshole and go up and go, "Where are the anal beads?" And then you run out. And the frumps get angry.
They're like, "These beads are for grandmas and Taylor Swift bracelets only.
These beads suck dick!" And then you run by. No, they're actually lovely. They're lovely. They do have the American Girl store where you can have lunch with your doll and look like a goddamn weirdo. And the bistro in there is alarmingly spendy.
Yeah.
Alarmingly.
There's a Nickelodeon universe / it was Camp Snoopy, and now like there's
rides.
There's a full-on amusement park inside.
Yes, there is.
I believe people. Some of our listeners may have never seen this hellhole.
May have never been. Oh God, it is a hellhole. Now they have Alpaca Connection where you can buy alpaca goods.
No.
Genuine fur. Alpaca furs are brought in straight from the Andes. Who's buying these alpaca furs?
Because people are cold in Minnesota?
I guess. Is it hair or furs? I mean, they're not like skinning them. It must be hair.
No.
There's an As Seen on TV store where you buy all sorts of weird Furby or like hair vacuums and such.
Yeah. The Flowbee.
Magnet Max, where you can just a whole goddamn store of magnets.
Can you imagine if Rory walked in there?
Oh,
they would all
shit.
stick to his head where his cochlear implant magnet is.
Jamie's metal penis extender would go crazy in there. It would stick to, my wiener is stuck to this Minnesota magnet. Lego. There's a whole Legoland in there for nerds too.
Yeah, Rory loves it.
And
there's hotels. There didn't used to be.
Well, there's fancy hotels and such too.
And we, Nut Bar, and were you along that day that we got kicked out of? Well, I mean, not kicked out, but we went to eat lunch at one of the hotel bars, and that person yelled at Cassie.
Is that the time Tiffany pissed her pants? Because I wasn't there that time.
I do remember that time too. It was the mean guy who said, "You girls, you're laughing too loud."
I might have been and blocked it out.
Yeah, and Cassie told him to
off. Well, Cassie told that rich manager on my birthday to fuck off.
Oh, that was a different time. We did go to the Mall of America on your birthday.
Yes.
Too. Why?
Because you hate me and my friends hate me.
No. The one good thing about the Mall of America is that there are plenty of bars, so you can drink and shop, and you wake up the next day and you find just ridiculous things.
Oh my God!
In the bag. Remember when we took Horn
had a long vagina?
And we told her, we went to whatever jean store it was. And she was like, "I need something that's loose on one side
of the vagina.
I have a lip that's a little longer." What is it?
The guy wanted to die. Well, we were all same pants. One boob out.
Let's go to Old Navy.
Oh, God. So, if you want to go to the Mall of America, I mean, bring lots of hand sanitizer, too.
Yeah.
Everything you touch is sticky.
Yeah.
And there's so many ugly people there.
But it is not.
It's not, on a rare occasion it is me there. All right, so this show was called See No Evil, and its shtick is it has videotaped evidence, which I enjoyed immensely. I liked that.
I got a little bored, but
I liked it. I mean, it is the same thing. Like they could do it in a 20-minute show.
Yeah. Yep.
But they do it in a 44-minute show.
Yeah.
It could be shortened. But I like when you just see straight up proof like that. I like that.
You do.
So this was season 8. There's a million seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Season 8, episode 8, called Silent Screams. And it's just terrible, too. But we're at the Mall of America. It's February 21st, 2013. And we meet Kira Steger. I believe she's 30 years old. She's the manager at Delia's. And I believe Rachel used to shop there quite a bit.
Delia's, I bet our listeners know, Delia's was a catalog that you could get first. That looked like a magazine, not like a Sears catalog. So it was like, you looked like you were looking through a 17 magazine, but it was all outfits you could buy.
That's right.
Yeah. So it was like
I forgot about that.
And fun friends walking, and then you could buy
their
things.
cute.
And it was totally 90s. And remember, the Delia's had the little, instead of apostrophe S, it had a little like flower asterisk or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that was like, I felt like in the 90s or early 2000s.
But this was 2013.
90s? And this was 2013, so
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
This must have been the end of Delia's,
maybe.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there. I don't know anything.
I'll look it up.
We see Kira's mother. Her name is Marcy. We also hear from her real brother, Austin, who I thought was a handsome young man.
Oh, Austin, I
know.
He was crying.
I just adored him. I thought he was a great kid
Mm-hmm.
or young man. I think he's a man. But and a real photo of Kira is shown, and this was an absolutely gorgeous 30-year-old woman.
Yeah.
She's manager again of this Delia store, and everyone who talks about her says she was a great manager, very encouraging, very kind, hardworking, motivated, a great friend and a great worker and a great boss.
Yeah.
So Kira is leaving this February 21st, which is a Thursday. She leaves work telling her coworkers that she has date night with her husband of 3 years, and his name is Jeff Trevino. Now, I do not know if she was a Trevino or she just kept Steger, but they don't call her Kira Trevino. They call her Kira Steger. But these two, now in the reenactment, the Kira is also a lovely actress. And the Jeff Trevino actor is a handsome, tall, handsome fellow. Very handsome. Looks like a good body. But then they show
a good face.
Very good face. Then they show a real photo of Jeff Trevino. Now, I got, if Al Pacino had a poor man's dupe in Scarface, he looked like an Al Pacino Scarface in a picture, but like if it was a community theater version. And like a melted Al Pacino.
Meth user.
Yeah, melty and methy.
Yeah.
Not a looker.
Horribly methy look.
Yeah, he looked like something was way off, like crazy off with him.
I can't put the two of them together.
No, because she was so polished and pretty.
Cute.
And he,
how did he nab her, I wonder?
I don't know. I don't know. This was an unfortunate fellow.
I mean, never was there a picture where he looked even a little bit cute.
No, he always looked like he had just defecated in his own pants. They caught him at the moment. Like something was just wrong. Oh.
It does!
Yeah.
This picture that I'm looking at right now, it's like...
Yes! I just took a hard dump.
Oh, God.
Kira met Jeff when she was a bartender, and Jeff convinced her to move to Minnesota. Kira.
How?
Kira. So she even makes the move here to Minnesota. They enjoyed watching movies together and hanging out and seemed to get along. And again, the reenactor Jeff is quite handsome. So when he's on screen, you're kind of like, oh, well, he's cute. But then you remember, oh, shit. No, it's this real Jeff guy who did he just dump in his pants?
Once in a while, they'd flash.
Yeah, and you get scared.
It's a jolt.
Yeah, it really would.
Just a reality jolt.
Now, we're 2 days later. So 2 days after her date, that Thursday night where she left work, we're seeing the mall again on a very snowy day, so it gives us PTSD in Minnesota of the snow, because now it's actually, the sun has been out quite a bit, and we don't know what to do with it, but it's snowy. That's where you park at the mall if you have to go and it's snowy. The drive down, you almost died 100 times. And then you got, do I take in my big-ass coat, or do I leave it in the car and freeze in the parking lot all the way there? And then what if I'm cold in there? And then, but I can't take my big-ass coat and carry it around. Oh, and then am I wearing my big-ass boots? It's just too much clothes all the time. But the Mall of America, they always keep at 70 degrees, and I don't even think they have heat, because all the body heat keeps it 70. So it actually can get even toastier.
One time, remember when someone had a gun in the Mall of America?
Yes.
And Beth was there, B-Tits, and she had to hide in the back?
Yes, because someone always has a gun at the Mall of America.
Oh, we're sorry.
Oh, so at the store, Delia's, Jasmine, her coworker, is very concerned because Kira is due for her shift and she is not in. And that is very, very unlike her. In fact, she has not even ever missed a shift, and she is always on time. Jasmine leaves messages on Kira's phone saying, are you okay? Did we get our times mixed up? You're due in, or are you in an accident? Did you have, a slide out in the snow? And
did you whip a shitty?
Right. And your shitty got out of control. Now, did you notice Jasmine's shirt in this scene? The actress Jasmine. She was wearing a white blouse, and on the blouse was Prosecco bottles, it looked like. Little Prosecco bottles. It was adorable.
Why don't we have that?
I don't know. I didn't know that was a shirt. Jasmine thinks, well, I'll call Jeff, her husband. She calls Jeff. Jeff answers. It looks like Jeff was doing dishes of some sort. And I said, bullshit.
No.
Jeff goes, I don't know where she is. And Jasmine's like, well, what? I mean,
that's weird because you're her husband.
You're her husband. Do you know why she's not here at work? She didn't come home last night. And he says it like a question. And I thought, is he questioning it or is that a statement?
Okay,
I didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of saying, like he didn't know where she was, but she kind of goes and disappears at time. So Jeff says, I thought maybe she was staying with some friends. And Jasmine says, well, she's not at work. Do you know where she is? And Jeff then says, did she get in an accident? He said, I don't know where she is. She's not here at work. Do you know where she is? And Jeff says, did you call her? Yes, she's not answering her phone. We can't get a hold of her. And Jeff goes, oh, gosh, I don't know. And by the time Jasmine hangs up, like her look on her face is like, this dumbass. Like I don't understand what he's trying to say.
Well, why wouldn't she come home? I don't
understand any of that.
To me, but okay,
like
Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff then, I guess, does go to the police and file a missing person report, and he also calls Kira's mother. Kira's mother said she answers the phone, and it's Jeff, and Jeff says, Kira is missing. She didn't come home. She's not answering her phone, and she's not answering her texts. And Kira's mom finds that very alarming. It gets very upset and is thinking, what the hell? What's going on? Detectives now go to Jeff's house to talk to him in the home. Kira and Jeff also have a roommate, I guess, named Matt Ruff or Rolf or something like that.
Some guy.
He has rooms in the basement, I guess. And this is real police audio that we're hearing. So the police ask him Thursday night, what happened? And Jeff explains in a very calm voice, but it doesn't seem to have any kind of a sense of panic or anything. He says Thursday night at the Mall of America, she got off work, they had dinner at Hulk Hogan's Pastamania, and he had the Hogan's, what was it, Hulkaroni and cheese.
Ew.
They went bowling. There used to be a bowling on the 4th floor. He said 5 games. As if the detectives care. But they bowled 5 games, came home, and then said she wanted to watch a movie. And so they watched a movie. And then Friday morning at 8:30 a.m., he said Kira left and said, I have to run some errands, and then I have to go work at the mall. And Jeff said, I haven't seen her since. And Jeff said it's not unusual for her to just leave and never come home. And he figured she went straight to work Saturday morning, and that Friday night she maybe just stayed with friends. He never checked in with her, called her, anything like that. Jeff says, yeah, we've been having some problems for a couple months.
Okay.
And Jeff then said Kira told them that there wasn't any other guys, but he believed her. And so the investigator's like, okay. I mean, obviously, like, what do you mean she just never told you she was running errands and then never came home again? In that you didn't hear from her again or question anything? And but they just are like, all right, and leave. Investigators, though, go to the Mall of America and want to look at their video. And again, this is a show where everything's on video, so we get a lot of that.
And then they have actors who they pay to just fake look at fake video.
Yes. I could do that job. Would it pay more than my job?
For 30 minutes.
And staring at video, knowing you have to find all these little things and have 15 hours of video you have to, oh my God, that would be hard. The video, and there's cameras all over the goddamn Mall of America, I'm sure.
Everywhere.
And so they had to look at each one, and they tried to track Kira and Jeff and follow their movements and see if it matched Jeff's stories. And so far it does. And then they watch Jeff and Kira leave the Mall of America and go into the parking lot.
And it's all the times are all matching up.
Right, to his whole story. And then they transfer into the parking lot cameras, and they parked in the Georgia lot because all Mall of America's parking lot ramps are all named after warm states.
Yeah.
Like Arizona, Texas, California, Georgia. But the roof is named Alaska because it's fucking cold when you have to park on the roof in the winter. So that's Alaska. That's our little Minnesota humor.
Oh, it's funny.
And they're both still there. Jeff said she went home in her white Chevy, and he took his whatever the hell he drives. And they saw her white Chevy leave at the time he said, and his car go. And they're like, okay, everything Thursday night matches exactly what Jeff said. Police then bring in the roommate, Matt Roth, or whatever the hell his name is, who lives downstairs. And he goes, no, he wasn't a monster. He was just a regular guy. He was normal. Lived in the basement. They threw him turkey legs.
He wasn't like, Tom!
No. Baby Ruth. But he was normal. So they said, what the hell was going on Thursday to Friday? Matt says, well, Thursday night they came home. He went upstairs, took a dump in their toilet, and said, I saw them watching a movie, just like he said. And that matches Jeff's story. And then the detectives... the detectives are like, okay, great. So Jeff's story is so far making sense. Let's, though, look at Kira's cell phone records and see if we can find out anything more. That's where they see, Kira had been texting her regional manager named Ryan Wendt. And the texting was a little bit more than friends. It was kind of in the romantic flirting.
It wasn't anything pervy. It was just like, are you thinking of me? Is that good?
Yeah, it was like into romantic
for sure
flirting.
Yeah, like they liked each other, but... And
so they call this guy, and this Ryan says, I'm driving in Colorado. And they have him then come in for an interview. And Ryan, they say, explain to us where you were on this Thursday. Well, how do you know Kira? What's going on? Ryan says that Kira mentioned that she was going to divorce Jeff. They were in the middle of getting a divorce. He had seen her. He saw her the Sunday before that Thursday. Kira and Ryan were texting the entire time she was bowling with Jeff on that Thursday night. But they learned from Ryan's phone that Thursday night and Friday and whatever, he was in Colorado. So they rule him out from anything to do with her being missing. Kira was still texting Ryan that Thursday night to when they came home until 11:44 p.m. And then all of her texting stops at 11:44 p.m. They figure, okay, something happened at that point. Police then hear from canvassing the neighborhood that some neighbor a few houses down has a camera on the outside of their house. And they're like, oh my God, that's great. But the thing is, this camera switches back and forth at like 200 miles per hour.
At a mind-numbing, it's like when you have your eyes going, people that can shake their eyes, that's what it was like.
Or when you had, like, in the 80s, the big camcorder, and the kid would take it and, like, swing it around and you try to watch it. So, yeah, it was, like, seasick watching it. I don't know how these cops watched this. But once it would spin all the way, like, to the right.
They would see something, and then it would go away.
All the way
they'd have to wait until it would come back around, and then they'd be like, oh, there it is again.
And then all the way on the right again was Kira and Jeff's house, and then it would spin all the way back, and they would watch.
How frustrating.
So after watching it like that, at 2:09 a.m. on that, so that would be the Friday morning, they see Kira's white Chevy backing into the garage, which is very strange. Like, why the hell would you do that? But they're like, okay. And then that Friday at 9:21 a.m., Kira's white car is leaving, and they cannot see who's driving, which does match what Jeff said, that she left to run errands, but he said around 8:30, and this is around 9:30. They thought, okay. But then 4 days later, February 25th, so this is the Monday, in the Texas lot, oh, that's Dixie, not Texas.
Yeah.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of
Texas, on the top of the Mall of America parking ramp.
They see a white Chevy. And the white Chevy's been there a long time, and so the Mall of America calls a tow truck.
Covered in snow.
Yeah, and they say, get this fucking car out of here. The tow truck guy comes and is about to hook it up, and then notices blood all over the trunk. Like, they said it was like a little splotch, but it was a smear. It was a significant smear. And police come and they find that it is Kira's car, and blood is on the outside of the car. The car is backed up, and the ramp is like a first floor, and there is grass, like the railing, and then there's a grassy hill. And on the grassy hill is her trunk liner that is soaked in blood, that had just been taken out of the trunk and thrown down the grassy hill, but really only like 5 feet. So that was a dumb move. And it's Kira's blood. They test the blood, and it is Kira's blood on the trunk liner, in the grass, and on the trunk. Police then bring Kira's family in, her brother and her mom, and say, due to these finds, we feel that she is probably deceased at this point.
Like, don't put up any more signs.
Right. You're not going to find her, missing and still alive, which of course is beyond devastating. And they're just confused, like, what the hell happened? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Police now figure they have to see who parked her car in the parking lot, because whoever did that did the crime. And of all the goddamn video cameras in the Mall of America, there's not any in the Texas lot. Why?
They can't put them up because there's no structure.
Oh.
It's just open to the beautiful Minnesota air.
Well, they can have some sort of a pole.
They could. Maybe they do now.
I don't know. Well, there weren't cameras. So there were cameras on the exterior of the ramp. And they watched, and they saw the car. They found at 9:45 a.m. Kira's vehicle turning and going into the ramp. And shortly after, they see some douchebag man walking out of the ramp of the mall. And they can't tell who it is. But
Which, by the way, you would never do, because the ramps go directly into one of the, like the mall. So you either park in the Nordstrom lot and walk into Nordstrom, or you park in the Macy's lot and walk into Macy's. Like, he went down the parking ramp and then was walking on the outside of the Mall of America.
Which no one ever...
No one don't do that.
You never walk... Like, you don't go into it like a regular mall.
No.
You go into it from the ramp.
You go into it from a store.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is odd. And they see this man, he walks along the side of the mall, which, no human's ever done, and turns the corner... And then they find more cameras to follow who this is. And it's in dark clothing, this man. And they follow him walking, and he walks to the taxi cab stand. And I'm like, there's a taxi cab stand? I don't know. Where is that? I don't know. I didn't know there was one. And now we have the train that goes there, but you get stabbed on the train. So you can't ride that train because you get stabbed and raped good on that train. And then you go into the mall and you get stabbed and raped.
No, do not.
Well,
but
you kind of do.
It could be
iffy. So the walking person goes to the taxi cab stand and goes to one taxi cab and then walks away and goes to another taxi and then gets in the taxi and leaves. And the police say, I've got to track that cab. And so they go to the taxi company and they find that cab had a GPS, and that cab went and dropped that driver off 1 block away from Jeff and Kira's house.
Right.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
Police go back to the camera that whips around in the wind 1,000 miles an hour, hoping to see the taxi. They see the taxi drive down the street at 11:45 a.m. that Friday. The taxi drives right by, it doesn't stop. So they wait a little bit, and at 10:47, they see a man walking down the street, and they have to wait, tracks back, go back, tracks back. And so one said, can we just freeze frame the pictures where we see the man, just put all the freeze frames together and watch it like a video that way? And so they do, and then you can kind of see flashing of this person walking, and this person walks right to Jeff and Kira's home and goes inside.
Right.
And since the image is so blurry, they try to zoom in as they can, but they find the man is wearing a black sweatshirt with this weird pattern on the front, and that's as clear as they can get it. But they know the douchebag went into Kira and Jeff's home. Police now obviously are thinking Jeff did it, but this is the only proof they have.
And they still don't know where her body is.
No, not at all.
Right.
Police do get a search warrant and go into the home, and they go into the bedroom, and there is blood spatter on the wall that is piss poorly cleaned up. Mm-hmm. And they look at the mattress. There's blood spatter all over the mattress that has been piss poor cleaned. And they decide to crack out the luminol, and they spray it, and the carpet lights up.
Everywhere.
Blood is all over the carpet. Blood is all over the hallway. And the stairs going downstairs, or maybe to the garage or something, blood is everywhere on those stairs, even splashing up onto the wall. Holy shit. And then the dumbass, they look at the carpet cleaner, and the carpet cleaner has not been cleaned out. So they have blood all over the carpet cleaner.
And the little, the Bissell carpet cleaner.
There is blood everywhere on it.
Yes.
This doucher cannot clean.
Well, he's a man.
So, of course, they tested, and it's Kira's blood splashed all over the home. And they're just like, oh, shit. Police then search Jeff's van, and in the van is 100,000 boxes of Camel cigarettes.
Yeah.
He smokes
literally
cigarettes. And he goes through several hundred boxes a day of Camel cigarettes. But there's also a receipt in there from a local gas station, and it was 1 hour and 40 minutes before Kira's car originally left to go to the mall. Mm-hmm. So they're like, why in the hell did he go to the gas station at 8 a.m.? And why did he tell investigators he just made a gas station run Friday morning before Kira left for work or something. So police then go to the gas station. They find video there of Jeff in his van.
I mean, there's fucking video everywhere.
No kidding. You can't do shit.
Why do people even try?
I know. They must have caught me pooping in all those public places. Jeff put gas in his car. He goes to the ATM and gets cash. You can clearly, though, see his clothing and his face clearly in the gas station. And this homely bastard, I wrote, he has a Homer Simpson 5 o'clock shadow in this picture, and he does not look, he just looks like he slept under a dumpster.
Yeah.
He is wearing literally the same sweatshirt and clothing as the mall walker who took the cab home. And now they can kind of match up his design on the sweatshirt from the gas station to the blurry sweatshirt design from the guy who got out of the taxi and walked home.
And it was
the same clothes.
Yeah.
So they bring Jeff in, and they sit Jeff down, and Jeff tries to act like a badass. And Jeff just right away asks for an attorney. And they're like, well, because they wanted to say, where is Kira? Can you please tell us where she is?
Right.
He says nothing. He asks for an attorney. They, again, want us to bleach our eyes or something because they show Jeff having to remove his clothing to get photographs taken. So Jeff is shirtless And it's not a good sight. But when he takes his shirt off, he does look like he has some markings all over his body, like a scrape on his chest and some...
But it's so gross that you don't even want to look at it.
You don't. And he just looks like clearly he had been in a fight. We skip ahead to May 8th. So this is February. May 8th, 2003. There is a call from the Mississippi... 2013. Yes, there's a call from the Mississippi River.
Back in time.
Ever. We didn't go back that far. We went back to 2013. Mississippi River. M-I-S-S, St. Paul. So a guy calls, and he has a real bad morning. Because he says, oh, boy. There's a dead body under my wharf barge. That's how he says it. It's like, sir? There's a dead body. She's stuck under my barge. I mean, awful.
You've been dead a while.
Yeah, real dead a while.
Like, no big deal.
I know. Like, sir, it's not very delicate here.
Yeah.
And but the fact how he noticed her under his barge, although is amazing. And when the police come, the body is actually somewhat intact, where they can see that there is an injury on the forehead, and the right hand finky. Why is my words not coming out?
Her pinky.
She has a broken pointer finger.
Not a finger.
Her pinky was intact. But she did have a fresh break.
But they said it was snapped off.
But her pointer finger, and then a significant injury on her head. The dental records were taken, and it was Kira, which is just tragically sad, but they now have a body where they have a better chance of prosecuting Jeff. So what investigators do believe that happened is that Jeff, that Thursday night, when they got home and saw that she is still texting this other man, that he maybe came in and asked for her phone, and she maybe said no, and he grabbed for it, breaking her finger, maybe fighting over the phone, which snapped her finger, and then possibly hit her with the phone.
And she was just like, come at me. Yeah, I am texting this guy from Delia's.
And when they were on the rocks, and they think he maybe struck her then with the phone, but then smothered her with something like a pillow by the looks on the bed. Then putting her body into the trunk by backing the car into the driveway, putting the body in the trunk, and then waiting a bit. I don't know why he waited until daylight, but then went and dumped the body in the river at just some random spot. So the troll in the basement didn't hear any of this. How? I don't know. Like, he maybe just is way down there, like in a locked room.
I don't know. I would have liked to know a little bit more about
in a hatch that opens and closes by a chain.
I don't get
and
it.
they throw him carp.
I don't get it.
He went to the gas station ATM to get cash because he knew for his setup he would have to take a taxi home from the Mall of America when he would dump her car there, thinking, oh, she must have went to work in this bloody car? Like, what? No. Oh, and then he spent the rest of the day horribly cleaning, they thought. So November 25th, which is not that long, he is convicted of murder, and he gets 27 and a half years. Which
Not
enough in prison.
The maximum he could have gotten was 40, and then he got 27 and a half.
And for this brutal, unnecessary piece of shit crime. And then he also clearly had been lying to police. Can't that tack on an offense?
Dirtball. And do you know where he is? I looked it up.
No.
He's not very far from us. He's in Faribault.
Eesh.
Yeah.
go show him our boobs, and that would scare him good.
He'd never come up north our way. It's like, what? Do you think 50 miles away from us? 45?
Less than that.
30? Yeah. 30 miles away from us?
Yep.
He gets out in like 10 years.
Bitch.
Gross.
He is a fool.
An ugly fool.
To do this to a beautiful woman. For why? God.
She stopped loving him.
Just, and her family is absolutely crushed, as they would.
And no one was surprised, all right? No one was surprised, Jeff.
No.
Was that his name?
Jeff.
Okay.
Yes, it was Jeff.
Well, thank you for listening. We love to have you share us with your friends. Post about us. We'd love some more listeners. We also have a book club where we read good mystery murder books. And this month, we have Zenith Man, who everybody has said is so far their favorite book that they've read.
It is.
And we covered the story of Zenith Man.
This was a forensic
forensic files.
Calligraphy.
Yeah. And it's an amazing story. The book is so good. It's funny and touching, and we actually sort of know the author, McCracken Poston. We just ripped him a new ass when we found out that's what his name was, and then he emailed us.
Right.
We're trying to get him to come to the book club, so we will let you know, but that will be Tuesday, May something.
20-something.
Tuesday,
28?
May 28. 8th. Yeah, you're right. And we meet on Zoom at 7:30 Central Standard Time.
We do.
So if you haven't read it yet, buy it and read it. You can get it at Target, Amazon.
Amazon has a deal on it right now,
really?
too, I believe.
Okay, so buy it. It's so good. You'll love it.
Yeah.
And then meet us online. All right. Again, as always, thank you.
Yep, we're glad you listened.
Bye.